My name's Tyler, and you are learning geography.
I'm going to be talking to you guys about regions. Now, the whole point of a region is to take the Earth, which is pretty huge, if anybody has a good idea of the well, the Earth is gigantic, right? The Earth is a big sphere of bigness, right? If you take regions, it breaks the Earth up into smaller parts, so it's easier to study and analyze. Because if you didn't have regions, there's no point in studying it, because your mind would be all like, because it's just like too much. Overwhelmed. Your head will explode because you're studying too much at once, and that's not a good thing. We don't need head explosions. Too messy. Now, there's three main types of regions. We have one, perceptual, two, functional, and three, formal. Now, I'm going to jump right into these regions. Perceptual is the first one I'm going to be covering. So here's a quick map. Not map. It's a scientific diagram I drew up for you guys. So if I have this in the right frame, you guys probably can read that, right? It'll stabilize itself. Fancy, right? So there's a whole point to this. A region basically is a region based on your thoughts, ideas, and opinions about an area. So basically, it's your personal regions, your personal way of breaking the earth into smaller parts, so it's easier for you to understand as a person. Okay, so if you look right here on this fancy scientific diagram, we've got all the way on this side right here, we've got the cool hangout spot where you and your cool friends go to do your cool stuff, and the loser hangout spot where the loser people go to do the loser people stuff. See, that's your opinion, because these people aren't necessarily considered losers in their own opinion, and they might consider you guys losers, for all you know, and that could be their perceptual region of this fancy Spanish school I drew here. It's the type of region we're going to jump into. I've got another scientific diagram for you, is the functional region. So the way a functional region works is basically you get a central point, like say this Walmart, which is what the W is for, and the K over here, which is for Kroger. Superstore is great as supermarket is a great example of these. So basically how it works is there's a central point or place, right? And the farther away you get from that central point or place, the less of an effect it has on you. So it makes a lot of sense, right? For a supermarket, the farther away you get from it, the less likely you are to go use it. The less likely it is to affect what you do. The less likely you are to go shopping or something. See? Makes sense. So, if the farther I get away from this Walmart, the less likely I am to use it. If I live within this circle right here, it's a circle. If I live in this circle right here, I'm probably not going to use it. But see, look at this. They can overlap. And regions completely do this all the time. A perceptual region can overlap a functional. Two functional regions can overlap each other. All three types of regions can overlap each other anytime and any place. Understand that. And see right here, this is a good example. This is the third ring, right, of the Kroger. But it's the second ring for the Walmart. So the people who live here are more likely to go to the Walmart than they are to the Kroger because the Kroger is farther away. See? Now, right here, this right here, this is an example of a formal region. Now, the way a formal region works is formal regions are either physical or basically a region established by humans to overlay a specific thing like a city or a country or a county. Anything really government established is the way I would put that one. Or a continent. That's a physical region, and that's a formal region. So basically, these just outline fake countries that I made up for this really little island thingy I made. So here's a formal region, here's a formal region, all the way down here is a formal region, there's another one right here. And see where this river is? The area that this river takes up, the area this river makes, that's a formal region. It's a physical, but it's a formal region. See? So
Welcome back. I'm going to be showing you how the sun affects weather and climate on Earth. Now, if I'm the Earth and this blue tube is the equator, well, equinoxes happen whenever sunlight hits directly on the equator. This happens at 2 times during the year, during March and September. Now, the temperature for both of these times is average, which is, not hot or cold. But when it happens in March, it's the first day of spring. When it happens in September, it's the first day of fall. Now, solstices. This is whenever the sunlight hits at the farthest point north of the equator that it will for the year. This happens in July and is the first day of summer. This is the hottest time of the year for us. Now, the second solstice is whenever the sunlight hits at the southernmost point for us. Now, this happens during December. It's the first day of winter, and it's the coldest day of the year for us. In case you were wondering, the lithosphere is Earth's outer shell. Now, this all area right here, this is all part of the lithosphere. Something that can affect it would be the tectonic plates moving against each other as well as pulling away. Next is the atmosphere. The atmosphere is this gas bubble around Earth that has all the gases we breathe, as well as a few other gases. Something that can affect it is the carbon and water cycle. Now, next is the hydrosphere. All the tan spots on this globe are all oceans and seas. The hydrosphere is every water on Earth as well as around Earth, as in clouds and rain. Finally is the biosphere. Anything living on Earth lives inside of the biosphere. Something that can affect the biosphere would be weather if it knocked down your house and you had to relocate and adapt to the new place. Some things that affect the environment are weather, tectonic forces, erosion, and soil building. Now the first one, weather. This is rain, snow, hail, thunderstorms, and tornadoes, and many more that you've known for a while. Now what they can do is they can level out a forest and any town easily. Now the second one is tectonic forces. These are caused by tectonic plates that make up Earth's outer shell. Now, they're always moving, and whenever they push against each other, they can come up, forming mountains. They can spread apart from each other, causing volcanoes to erupt, and they can even rub against each other, which causes earthquakes. Now, the third one, erosion. This is whenever you take rocks from one place and they move to another place, either by wind, water, gravity, and other items. Now, these can block rivers and streams and cause flooding. Now, the last one, and the hardest one by far, the soil building process. This is whenever farmers plant crops such as corn, and they take up all the nutrients from the ground. Well, if you want to return the nutrients, you can either put fertilizer down, or you can plant other plants that return the nutrients back, so that when you plant corn there again, it has the nutrients it needs to grow tall and be healthy.